Perfect. Thank you very much. Yes, my name is Patrick Stuckmann. I'm researcher at the TU Dortmund, and we are focusing on supply chain management and logistics. And today, we want to show you one of our research projects we are doing together with XIONI GmbH, where we are focusing on tokenization of products or spare parts, and how you can protect it for counterfeiting methods or something like this. So we really want to we combine tokenization with 3D printing, so you can print your parts on your own, but securely. This is basically what we want to do. So, Daniel.
Thank you so much. My name is Daniel. I'm the CEO of XIONI. Everyone is fine with English, or shall I continue in German? Anyone here is not German speaking? Not German. Okay. We stick to English. Okay. TECON. TECON is an acronym for Tokenized Exchange of Construction Data. Why we choose TECON? Why we choose this business case? It's additive manufacturing. Everyone who has maybe not everyone, but the most have a 3D printing. It's easy to put a blueprint into a web shop, and you can, through a web shop, 3D print, of course. But why do we need blockchain? And why do we need AI in this scope? It's because if you think of a whole supply chain in the point of sales, from the beginning of the ERP system up to the point of sale, there are so many obstacles on the way that blockchain and AI can solve today. And with this big tech stack that we have now in e-commerce systems, we will want to get rid of that and go even beyond that to additive manufacturing for spare parts and real goods. It's not easy with one hand. I'm sorry for the lot of words. TECON is a project with the Fraunhofer Institute and the TU Dortmund, the Technical University of Dortmund, and we have to integrate TECON from the tokenized blueprint into the XIONI suite. So the key components of TECON are our XIONI suite. I explain further what that is, and TECON itself. So tokenize the blueprint as a real-world asset and manage that directly to the printer or to a machine. We will showcase later what we are doing. And the new industrial commerce paradigm should be also that in a circular economy, we have to aim for digital product passports and aim for DLT solutions, digital twins. Because when you are thinking of an e-commerce world today, you buy a stuff, you just get a receipt at the end, but not more. You do not get the manual, you do not get the advice how to handle the product, you do not get the advice how to bring it back to recycle the product, and furthermore, no one will participate in this. Sorry for the small words. TECON innovation is the product data, the digital product passport, the additive manufacturing, and this is tokenized, verified data streams. We have an AI-driven automation with MCP servers and LangChain, and this automation streamlines the process. The XIONI suite is a central hub. Beneath this, we have an infrastructure layer. This is the EPN, the European Public Network, where we are in a good space with Commerzbank, Deutsche Bank, Evonik, Festo, so on and so forth, as an infrastructure layer, where we can deploy everything with smart contracts, the trust layer, so on and so forth. I will explain later. And we have the unique selling points that this is also an approach for the new ESPR initiative from the European Union. So, but why? Why now? Integration challenges. When you think of, I will go back 20 years, we have the e-commerce realm. The e-commerce realm has started with an easy online shop and with easy product data. And after the years, the product data has risen. to the bill of materials, to manufacturing, and so on. The tech stack is growing at an extinct level. So every new web shop and every new online shop has to be changed in a time scale of 4 to 5 years because the tech stack is outdated. This costs a lot of money. When you think now in the new world that we can do this on blockchain or partially on blockchain and combine it with AI, it's much sufficient. And the e-commerce, furthermore, the e-commerce thinks of coming from top to bottom. That means thinking of marketing, thinking of sales, and not thinking of product data. How is a product as a data in the ERP system? Because think of bill of materials, the relationships, the dependencies. And of course, now comes into place the regulatory compliance. The new EU ESPR rules say that they are not thinking from the marketing side and the selling side, they're coming from the bottom side. So the bill of materials, what's in your battery, what's in your washing machine, what is in your bicycle. And this has to be displayed. Also, the very interesting part is the anti-counterfeit measures. If you have the problem as with a blueprint and with a real-world product, you have plagiates. How do you fit this in the new world? Today you can do it with certifications, but how about online, instant, on the notary level, ready-fit information from the EU itself as an IPO? And of course, the after-sales service issues. It's very costly. I will skip that. It's not so interesting, but next one.
Sorry. So to understand what we are basically doing in the project, we start from the beginning. So what we want to do is we have here, for example, one spare part. You have the problem, for example, we are in China now and we want to produce this part now because it takes a lot of time to ship this to China. So basically you have maybe a 3D printer. Most companies have a 3D printer, so they could print it on their own, but we are scared that they steal it or steal the information, multiply it and sell it on their own. So this is happening really often, so we want to avoid this somehow. So what we are basically doing is, first we make sure that they can't reproduce the part. So they get a file which is directly marked and cannot be reproduced by anybody. So we try to avoid this somehow. The next thing we want to do or try to do is we try to combine it with a product passport. So you really want to combine all information at one place. So this is basically the idea of the product passport. But for a self-printed part, this is kind of like difficult. So it has to be adaptable to the part you are printing, and it has to be printed on the part. So we integrate QR codes directly into the parts, in the 3D parts, automatically. The other thing we also need to do in the research project, or did in the research project, is you have a lot of variants. For example, this stripe here can vary in the length. So there's a length possible from now 20 centimeters to up to 5 meters. So we have to create a 3D part with a digital product passport, which cannot be reproduced and can vary in the length. And this all has to be integrated in a web shop. So this was basically a huge problem to do and not easy to do with existing solutions. So we did this together with the Fraunhofer IML, which is our partner institute, and really tried to do this from scratch and develop solutions based on blockchain. So the product passport is directly stored on the blockchain, and everything is linked together by this. So basically what we try to do is you produce your part on your own, but your product passport is created before you even create your part. So it's everything at one place. By doing this, you can also sell it and also store new information on it. So this is also possible from our side. And by doing this, we basically combine everything together to a kind of like circular economy, so we can really do it from scratch to the end of the product lifecycle. The product passport itself is also a really political issue or problem. So I have to say I've talked a lot of different topics which are also political related, but the product passport is different because you really do not find a lot of information, and sometimes the information itself are not consistent to really point this out. So also especially the timeline is not that easy to understand. So at the end of 2000 or 2030, we hope that more projects or more products are involved. Currently, the first product passports for batteries already started. So this is the only data model we also have at the moment for the product passport. We hope that the new product passports are like the battery passports, but we are not quite sure yet. So this is also, can vary. And depending who you ask, it could be different, but it could be also the same. So let's see. But no new projects or new products will appear, and this will be steel, for example, textile industry, and all the stuff has to be done till 2027, so in a few years. Until that, we can combine our projects also to other products. For example, when you have a T-shirt or something like this, you can maybe 3D print something like for a T-shirt, and also print accessoires and stuff like this.
Great, thank you. Yeah, the sectors are textile, steel, and oil-based things, and of course batteries. The module and functions for the XIONI suite. Thank you. In an e-commerce tech stack, you have obviously the shop system and a product feed or a PIM system. This is also, everything is marketing-based driven. So you can describe your product, you can change the prices, you can do variants in this, but never can do anything like a bill of materials. And of course, there is no possibility in any case that you have the capabilities to put AI into it. So we put long chain and MCP servers into it and integrating this into shopware with an ERP system, with the PLM system and the MES. And of course, you can do an EU IPO reference if it's needed, so that you know that this product is actually a real product. If you have an MCP and LangChain service at your side, it's very easy to gather everything from the product data side. So if you have an ERP system and have your AI modules connected to this and put it in row, it's very easy that you can import from everything from a CSV table or from an ERP system via API or with other connectors into our system and manage so an optimized workflow. And this is very crucial here because in our XIONI suite, we managed to do the dependencies and the variants and the conditions of each product. So you can imagine like a real world product like the strip curtain, as we showcase in here in the next slide. Or you can think of an notary thing, or you can think of any product you like. It can be art, it can be a house, anything can be gathered in this product, in this suite, and you can deploy it via tokenization as a digital twin or put it into a DPP. The EPN is the trust layer we have here. We have the identity chain, the Ethereum blockchain, the IPFS network. This is the European public network. We have here the contract, the on-chain key management, the rights and roles, the verification, ENS name service, the DITs, of course, very important for the digital product passport, the various contract types, the profile management, and the DPCP, and of course your smart agent and your browser. We highly recommend you to check it out, the EPN network. We're working in the Bundesblock with the EPN network, and it's a very interesting thing. The DPP and the digital product passport. As I mentioned earlier, when you're buying a washing machine, it's very, very important that you can show the circular economy on the way. If you have this with your receipt in an order, scan your QR code, and you get everything from a product to your, at home. So you know when you bought it, where you bought it, you know where to put it back, what ingredients this product has. So the life cycle documentation is done. With TECON, we have the possibility to even tokenize the blueprints and can print out spare parts if the product itself is damaged in any way. Of course, and this comes with blockchain functionalities too, is pay per use. The end-to-end process is very easy. The product configuration, the data import, we have the data quality enforcements, the AI, we have the DPP generation, the registration, the additive manufacturing if possible or wished, and of course the public verification through an eIPO module. The onboarding is here the crucial part. We want with TECON and XIONI that every SME is capable of bringing their products on chain, or at least get rid of 80% of the cost of the e-commerce tech stack. Because with this tech stack you will have here, you have the possibility to get rid of your PIM systems, of your product feeds, you can get rid of your shop system, and those costs are far beyond 250,000 euros for an SME. The advantages the suite over traditionals is our DPP for ESPR first approach incorporates an EPN trust layer, AI agent orchestration, and these features distinguish traditional PIM or PXM tools. So if you know PIMcore or you know Archineo, for example, of course they have very, very good PXM experience, but they have not those trust layers. The advantages over suite providers is an open API with LangChain and MCP server. We have migration kits, and this should be, from our perspective, the possibility that we can at least get 99% of all the products on the market in the suite. And now comes Patrick with the sample.
Okay, thank you very much. So one example I already talked about is this stripe curtain, so which has a lot of variants and can vary in the lengths, which is here, it's not really good shown, but we are going to implement a QR code directly in the 3D printed part, so you basically print out your QR code, and which directly goes to all information stored on the blockchain, including drawings, certificates, information, and stuff like this all around us. Especially in professional environments, you often have certificates to use it, for example, in the aerospace industry or stuff like this. So it really is everything in one place. So, yeah.
The project we have, TECON and XIONI suite, should aim for at least only 5 days of deployment. That when you come as a new customer, you have 5 days for deployment. Importing all your stuff, make all the conditions ready, and then able to be in an additive manufacturing place or at the point of sale. Okay, I've just talked about this. Core database, MCP servers, we have the EPN adapter, the LangChain agents, workflow orchestrations, the infrastructure and connectivity, and of course we have the scalability and tenant-specific features. Here you have a short glimpse of a digital product passport in a shopware environment. And if you want to reach out to us, to Patrick or me, those are our contact deals. details. Thank you for listening.